up in that experience. However, with keen interest, it's been almost about, say, 17 years that I've had regular practice of meditation, and I found many, many benefits, and therefore I'm here to give back. And I'm so happy to with us. A little brief about what Raj Yoga Center does. We teach Raj Yoga meditation and we engage people from all walks of life through various self-development activities and environment initiatives. Recently, Raj Yoga Center had hosted UAE's first local conference of youth on climate change, having been selected in 2020 by Yango, the official youth constituency of UNFCCC. That brought together many corporates, environment-related NGOs, as well as UAE Ministry of Climate Change and Environment. It also attracted participants, youth participants from around the world. There were more than 200 people that connected. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all again. I see some people are still joining. And again, I'd like to share with you my presentation. Just let me know if that is visible. Is that visible? Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Is the art of self-mastery, and you are able to master yourselves. Do you believe you can master yourself? Or are you here to learn more about it? Here to learn more about it?
Yes, I'm here to learn more about it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Today's topic is very interesting. And literally, what Raj Yoga teaches is a form of meditation which enables you to become a master of yourself. And that's what we're here to learn. Today's aim of the workshop is to be able to, we'll be able to recognize who is the creator of our thoughts. We'll also be able to gain some more insights on our intrinsic values. Do you feel you know what your intrinsic values are? Any of you? Do you know what your values are? And we'll also learn to direct our mind in a positive direction. Do you know if you are able to possibly control your thoughts and control your mind and be able to navigate in a positive direction? Is that possible? Do you think it's possible? Thank you. It would be a great idea if you have all joined from a laptop, because now what we're going to do is an activity which requires for you to have these tools available which are available on the laptop. If you haven't done that already, I'll give you a moment to do that. Also, would be great if you have a pen and paper. Shall I give you a moment to get a pen and paper? Okay. Have you got pen and paper? Everyone's prepared? Have you got a cup of tea or coffee? Today's agenda is that we will learn first also we'll get to know all the participants here who have joined us from various parts of Middle East. We'll also engage in a beautiful activity, which is usually how Virtue Cafe works, which is to be able to explore, express, and exchange. So we're going to do a lot of interaction also. And therefore, I'd like for you to feel free, feel open to connect with all the other youth, share your ideas so we all get to learn from each other. Is that okay? Yes? Brilliant. All right. So we'll also be having an amazing guest speaker who has deeply inspired me and helped me empower myself. Gopi Patel, who will lead us into being a master of my thoughts. She will also lead us into a meditation experience, having been a keen meditator for many, many years. Finally, we will close the session with some affirmations. In my experience, we find various ways to deal with situations. But I remember times where I used to react a lot, and that was pretty normal for me. to get angry in situations that wasn't my way. I'm not sure if it happens with you, but it used to happen with me. But after consistent practice of meditation for over 17 years, I found transformative changes taking place, and that too in the most easy manner. Like it didn't take a lot of effort, it didn't take a lot of resistance, it happened in the most gentle way. I remember a specific incident where a friend of mine wanted me to do something which I didn't agree with because I believed it was against my values. And she tried hard to convince me, okay, Diti, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I said no. Eventually, she got so angry that she shouted at me in front of many people. And there were many friends in that group. They all came to me, are you okay? And I left that scene, and for some reason I looked within and I felt that I did not take any sorrow from the situation. I did not feel bad because somewhere on my mind I felt that um, I was still in control, whereas somebody else got out of control. And on the other hand, I also felt that I know that person more than this particular scene that took place. So I believe Raj Yoga brings a lot of wisdom, and it empowers not only you, but also your relationships. And I realized this because the next day she came back to me and she apologized. And we're still great friends. So I'm sure this will bring about many, many benefits that you might be seeking as well. So I encourage you, whenever you have the opportunity, to take up the Raja Yoga meditation course and be able to experience those benefits yourself. Do we have pen and paper? Do we have everyone who has joined from their laptop? Because now what I'd like for you to do is we'll all get to know each other. So I'd like for you to introduce yourself while using a virtual background. Have you done that before? Let me explain. So you will go to, I'll just stop sharing. You will go to your video settings. If you know, on the bottom of your screen on Zoom, you will find where it says video. There is an arrow. You will click on that, go to video settings. And then you will find on the left-hand side, background and filters. And you can choose any background that you feel that's who I am. Okay, show us who you are based on that video filter or a virtual background. And then we'll ask you to name yourself and tell us why you selected that particular filter. This is what
I can't do this because my device does not support virtual backgrounds.
Okay. Do you have any other device that you can log in with?
I
Or
have
is
my
it
mother's phone
downloaded?
and I'm now using my laptop.
Okay. Okay, some of you, I do apologize, some of you are not able to do it for technical reasons. But let's say if you were to introduce yourself in a creative way, would you like to draw something instead? So just take a pen and paper and draw something which explains who you are. Next, what I'd like for you to do is go to gallery view. And therefore we needed the laptop, right? So we'll be able to see everyone. Go to gallery view and see who's got what kind of filters people have chosen and why. Okay, I still see some of you have not put your videos on. If you can do that, we'll get to see everyone's cheerful faces. Is that okay? So as you can see, I've selected the background or the filter which has a lot of smileys because I love to be joyful and cheerful. Can you put your videos on and actually have this background video filter so we can see how creative you can be? Yes. And also be a great idea if you can rename yourself with your full name so we can identify yourself.
I have technical problem with my background, so I couldn't make it.
Do you want to draw something?
Oh, okay.
And probably show us, bring it close to your camera and show us. So we've got Satish here. Would you like to tell us why did you select that video filter? You can just momentarily unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
it's kind of celebrations where you have colorful lights around you. So it
Okay.
makes you feel, because the mind understand the different colors easily. So it's connect easily with and brings that positive energy also.
Excellent. Thank you. We have got Sangeeta. Are you wearing a mask? Sangeeta, would you like to explain?
The background is so serene, so calm, and it's like whoever comes there feels it. So it's like unlimited giver. That's the reason I chose that. So I love that.
Wow, that's beautiful. We've got Krishna Panikar. Unmute, please.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for asking, Deepti. Well, I have some very beautiful mountains behind me, and I've always felt very close to mountains because mountains are a symbol or a sign of strength. They're very strong, very dependable. So I feel very connected to nature, especially mountains and hills. So yeah.
That's beautiful. Amazing. Next, we've got Metsi. Is that your name, Metsi? Have you created something on a paper? Maybe you can show us. You're on mute, please. And those of you who've still not selected a video background, if you don't have that opportunity, you can create something on a paper, be creative, and show us how would you like to introduce yourself. We've got Ritvi Nair. Okay, we've got Komal who's showing us something. Can we spotlight Komal? Okay, that's a beautiful heart, Komal. That's lovely. You want to unmute?
Hi. Okay. So, well, this picture explains that I love to love. I want to develop more love. You know, sometimes, like how you said, narrated the story. Sometimes we get angry, sometimes we get irritated, but I want to be ever loving. So these are some shades to love. Like I've used pink, I've used yellow, orange, and in the center there's a red dot. That means the power to control everything and to be always loving. And the star mean that I want to celebrate my life. And the blue is, I don't know how it looks, but it is fixed wind. And
Okay.
that's the mountains. I really love mountains. I relate to it because they depict determination, strength.
Okay.
And then at
Rashi
the
is coming
same
up with a lot
time,
of beautiful values.
mountains are also, so they are rigid, which means I need to be more flexible. So yeah,
Okay.
both the things.
Great. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Komal. You brought together a lot of values. Can I ask very quickly for everyone to share in one word what their background is about? In one word, okay? So we'll go with Ridvi. If you created something, unmute yourself and tell us in one word. So we can give everybody a chance.
I'm open. I don't keep secrets. I'm very open. No matter what, even if it's a very bad thing, a very bad secret, I still tell it out. I don't like keeping secrets. It's hard
Wow,
for me.
Ridvi, you're so sweet. And you've taught us and inspired us. Thank you. Okay, then we've got Metsi, you want to share something?
Yes, I did drew a butterfly, and because I want to be carefree all the time. So carefree is my creative today.
Beautiful. Thank you. Then we've got Jitendra Balwani. Can you tell us what your background is about?
Hi, morning. It's about tolerance because, as you can see, it's the tolerance bridge which is in Dubai, and that's what we need more power of tolerating and be more tolerable. That's it, in short.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Then we've got Sarath. Have you created something? I can't hear you. If you can unmute. Okay. We cannot hear you. You're still on mute. Okay, maybe some technical difficulty. We've moved on to, okay, there we go. Go ahead, Sarath.
This might just I have done nothing I have done just to hear that one.
Okay, you want to hear it out. Okay, let me give people who have actually created something a chance. We've got Mitali. Have you created something? Or you want to introduce yourself in some beautiful manner?
Hi. So actually, my video is not like
Okay.
the setting. I don't have that setting.
Okay.
But yeah, I think creativity and cheerfulness. That's
Wonderful.
how I would
Okay.
describe myself.
Excellent. I'm also looking at Joji Matthew. We have Nikhil Babar. If you can tell us what that hat is about.
Hi. This represents to serve beautiful, creative food. I'm part of hospitality industry, so we serve food. So I'm around with a lot of chefs. So I serve food. Serve is the word. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And then we've got Cherry Who.
I am from Malaysia, by the way.
Wow, welcome.
Thank you. I'm actually drawing a background
Okay.
with some flowers,
Okay,
myself,
beautiful.
and some sweets on it.
That's really nice. Thank you. Most of you have connected us to nature. Then we've got Dini.
This is what I drew. I want to be happy and give happiness to others. This is how I describe myself.
That's wonderful, Dini. You have been very, very inspiring. We've got Narayan, if you can share with us.
It's about a nice misty day. It gives about hope in all of our life, and maybe we all have a nice time.
Excellent. So we all need hope, right? In the midst of darkness, in the midst of challenges, we all need to hold on to hope. Thank you, Narayan. You brought together some very beautiful aspects maybe we've missed out on. Then we've got Laksh. Okay, you're sharing some.
Yeah, this is the creative drawings I've made, and I feel like this is like my creative process about different perspectives in different people's lives.
Okay, so you're an artist.
Not really, I just like creative things.
Okay. Really happy to have you, Laksh.
Thank you.
Then we've got Yamini, we've got Arjun Bista, we've got Gladyn, we've got Shivali, Yati, Arzu, Helen, Suchitra, Kusum, and I think we need to go on to the next screen. Have I named all of you? Okay, there we go. So we've got a few more: Geethal, Reena, Leena, Kusum, and User. If you can name yourself as per your name, we'll be able to identify you. And for those, if you can switch on your videos, we'll be able to connect better. Let's get on to an activity now. All right, let's see how we can get to know more about ourselves as we explore deeper aspects. So we've got to know about each other. Let's also take this opportunity to get to know ourselves better. Would you like to do that? So if you have a pen and paper with you, I'd like for you to do some reflection, and I'll give you just 1 minute to do that. What does self-mastery mean to you? If you can write it down. For example, self-mastery for me is to be able to conquer the mind. It is said that to conquer the mind is to conquer the world. What does self-mastery mean to you? You don't have to write a paragraph, just one line. And then you can share with us on the chat box. Doesn't have to be long. Okay. Do you want to start sharing it on the chat? I walk my talk. Okay. What else? What does self-mastery mean to you? You want to write it down so we all can get to learn from that? Okay, I'm not giving you very long. 1 minute is up.
I'm sorry.
Peace regardless of external situations. Mitali, thank you. That was beautiful. Being able to feel peace. So there's Krishna who says self-mastery is to make your mind your friend in a way that it works for you and not against you. Brilliant. We've got Arzu who says to get to know your true self. That is spot on, Arzu. Anybody else? What does self-mastery mean to you? Is everyone taking a pen and paper and making notes?
Dipti, sorry to interrupt. I'm not sure if I've put in a right chat. I just clicked on chat and I've sent my message.
Okay, for some reason, what I'm able to read is
Okay.
what has
All
come
right.
directly to me.
It's a direct message because it's the Sathis, which is the host.
Okay,
Should
let
be
me
to
see.
them,
If
right?
I stop sharing, will that work better?
Let me just check.
Okay, so Cherry Who says, able to conquer to all adverse situations in a good state. That's great. And I think that is very, very apt.
I can see messages from Krishna Panikkar,
Okay.
Sathis.
If the IT can help us out, I'm only able to see what is, okay, I'm getting some more messages. Reena says self-mastery is knowing what one truly wants. What one truly wants. Do we all know what we want and being able to get it? We hear from Riddhi who says self-mastery means controlling my actions and emotions. Is that possible? I think we're going to learn a lot about ourselves today. Nikhil says self-mastery is self-management. So I'm getting all these direct messages. Satish says to be able to guide my thoughts, words, and actions the way I want. So that is true mastery. Metsi says self-mastery is to be self-aware. Excellent. Arjun says, know who I am and what I can do. Excellent, wonderful. I'm getting very, very interesting responses. Is anyone here who hasn't been able to, I mean, if I haven't read out your responses, anyone?
I've sent it to you directly if you can.
Okay, okay, if you can just read it out because I haven't got, okay, there I go. Ability to control your reactions to different situations. That's from you, Jitender. Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. And that is, if you can draw, now you all got your paper, right? If you can draw, what would you be like? What role would you play if you had self-mastery? For example, would you be a leader? Would you be a politician? Would you be a doctor? Would you be a writer, a philosopher? What would you be? What role do you see yourself in? If you can draw that and say, okay, if I had self-mastery, I would be this. Okay, I'll give you just 2 minutes to do this. Along with that, around that image, if you can also write what qualities or skills do you need in order to become a master of the self. Is that okay? So I'm giving you 2 minutes. Okay, here's something really funny that you might think that I'm not an artist, but that's okay. I want to show you something that I've drawn, which doesn't look like a Picasso or anything. It doesn't have to be. But for me, I would be, I'm just going to see how I can spotlight or bring this closer. Okay, if you can see what this is like. So I think I would be a world leader if I was a self-master. Like if I had self-mastery, I would be a world leader. What would you be? And what would you need in terms of your skills and in terms of your qualities to be able to be one? Perhaps something that you need to practice, something you need to work on. So you can write just 3 points. Have you been able to do that? So Laksh says, I would like to have the role of being a writer, okay, and a philosopher, which inspires people to learn different perspectives to life. Wonderful. Arjun says, I would like to be a comedian. Okay, if I would be able to bring a smile to any person. Excellent. Do you have a good sense of humor, Arjun? Okay, Laksh also says, I would need to have better communication in terms of skills and qualities to learn from other people's perspectives. I need smile, smile, and smile. Okay. Shivali says she would be a social worker, and the qualities would be to have sympathy, mercy, good wishes, and a feeling of being a world benefactor. Yati says, I'd like to be a healer so that people talk to me the way they feel at peace. That's really nice, Yati. Jitendra says, I would like to be a leader. Wonderful. And what qualities do you need to help everyone overcome their fear? And quality of being able to motivate. We've got Krishna who's trying to share his drawing. If we can all go to gallery view and see each other's drawing, I think we'll get a good glimpse of various artists here performing various roles.
Yeah. So since I chose the mountain as my background, so I would like to be as strong as a mountain to be, to be able to protect somebody in need when there's an adverse situation. So this is like a storm, a situation like a storm. I'm strong myself to protect myself first, and then the others.
Okay, excellent. Can you all show your drawings and put it in front of this camera so we can all see?
Nice. It would also be nice to hear from those who haven't got a chance to speak.
Yes, please. Lena, would you like to share? You can unmute temporarily. Yeah.
Yes. I would be the most effective writer in the humanity, which will turn up the life of anyone who will read me. That after they will read my books, immediately their life will change to another direction. And this direction will be to know the self-realization, and the self-realization and awareness. And what I need, self-discipline, to be more serious, and time management, to value the time. This is what I need. I know I need only this. In case I need it, I do it. I will be able to do what I want.
Excellent. Thank you, Lena. You actually brought us into a different world of being able to understand ourselves and being a writer to transform anybody. That's a very powerful one.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else wants to share?
I want to share.
Okay. Can you bring your drawing close to the camera?
Actually, I want to be able to give the best solution whenever the other is in need, and immediately, so that the mind becomes calm and stable.
Okay, excellent. That's wonderful. Okay, can you now make a note of one thing that is preventing you from really embodying who you want to be? Is it self-doubt, or is it what other people will think about you? Or is there anything else that is preventing you from being who you are, or how you would better be able to embody being a self-master. For me, it could be really self-doubt. I may think that, oh, maybe it's not something I can do. But if I have all these beautiful qualities that I've mentioned, then it's possible. That's something I need to practice. Can you make a note of one thing that's preventing you from being a master? And by the end of the session, you'll be able to create your own self-development plan. We will have a lot of beautiful inputs being shared, especially by Gopi Patel. And so we'll be able to draw out, what do I need to do in order to be a master of myself? Okay, now let me ask you, how many of you believe someone else is the creator of your thoughts? We all want to be a master, right? How many of you believe, if you can raise your hand, someone else is the creator of my thoughts? Okay, you got one. Someone else is the creator of your thoughts. Okay. How about this question? How many of you believe you are the creator of your thought? Okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of you, you are the creator of your thoughts. Okay. More hands going up. I think most of you are very self-aware. You are the creator of your thought. Do you all agree? Okay, if you are the creator of your thought, can you control your thoughts? Do you believe you can control your thoughts? Right? I see people who have actually tried to possibly do that. Okay, some interesting responses coming through. Now, to answer these beautiful questions of how we can take care of ourselves, look after the mind, and be able to control the direction of our thoughts, for that matter, it is an honor to have with us Sister Gopi Patel. She's already with us. I'd like to introduce her before we ask her to join us. Gopi Patel is an international speaker and a facilitator for youth empowerment. She coordinates the International Youth Forum, which is a global network of over 8,000 young adults from 50 different countries. She has spoken and facilitated global conferences and events at the United Nations conferences related to the youth. Platforms include UN World Conference on Ministers Responsible for Youth, UN Parliament of the World Religions, and at a government level, she co-facilitated the peace building agenda at the Commonwealth Youth Forum in 2009. She's also had the opportunity to engage with several senior, she's received a lot of guidance from several senior meditators, and she's had the opportunity to perform world services. She also carries a wealth of experience and leads an extraordinary life, inspiring people from all walks of life. I've had the opportunity to attend workshops that she's conducted and personally benefited from them. I find her to have a great sense of humor and the most practical ways of communicating and helping us be able to achieve what we want to achieve as youth. So we're so grateful to you, sister, for joining us in spite of having a full schedule. I'd like all of you to welcome her with a silent wave. We're so happy to have you. The floor is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dipti, for that very sweet introduction. And thank you to the organizers and the participants of this very special event. I always love joining groups like this because I feel they carry such an energy of honesty and authenticity. And that's a vibration that's very much needed in the world right now. Can I just ask one of the organizers to just raise their hand in the box when it's time for me to stop? Because once I get started, you might be here all day. So that would be helpful just as a time indication. I was asked to speak on this topic of self-mastery. Oof, 2 big words, eh? They sound quite big. But, you know, I just want you to stop for a moment. And I want you to just feel inside yourself that if you are a master of your thoughts, and you're a master of your feelings, and you're a master of yourself, what does that look like? What does that state feel like? Just spend a few moments and just, let the energy inside speak to you. When you're a master of yourself, what does that look like and what does that feel like? And now capture that concept as a metaphor for yourself, an image. That if you could capture the idea of self-mastery metaphorically as an image, what would that be? Okay, and now I assume everyone has access to a chat box. I'd like you to write that down. Just pop it in the chat box for me so I can have a look at it. And I can just read them out. Just so that we start to get a sense of what is this destination that we're all aspiring to. So for yourself personally, what image best describes self-mastery for you? Unshakable. And the image associated with that? A mountain, an unshakable mountain. Others? The sun, powerful and unlimited sun. Daddy Janky. Being on top of a mountain overlooking the beauty, a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, an unlimited ocean. Powerful and calm, and always feel inner happiness. A resilience, like a plant that continues to grow no matter what. Oh, cold, calm moon. Serenity. Self-awareness, being aware of what goes through my mind, a thought bubble, and self-mastery, a lotus flower. A mountain of courage and strength, and being like the flow of water, very calm and flowing, standing on a suspended bridge above water, unaffected by situations and people, a white light in the galaxy, self-determined, a light, a seed, a creator. Now, just for a few moments, what if we were to entertain the thought that you're already there? The blueprint of your self-mastery is already inside you, which is what created this little vision in your head. If you hadn't experienced the state of self-mastery, you wouldn't be able to see this at this point in time, right? So if we start from this place, whatever imagery or feeling you've had for that state of self-mastery, then the question then is, what are the things in your life at this point that don't serve this state? They're not useful for this state of being. So your sense of self-mastery is already there, but then it's latent, it's dormant, but let's just say it's revealed right now. So in this state of being a self-master, I want you to just scan your life and just make a note of the things that don't serve this master anymore. They're not useful for this master. Make a list of that. Not in the chat box, on your own papers. So in your state of self-mastery, scan your life and discern what does not serve the master anymore. Okay. Now, from the list you've made, or the few things that you feel are not useful for the master, identify one that you feel stands out most, that perhaps creates thoughts in your minds the most. Just one. Circle it. Okay. And you can get a sense that it's this thing that kind of, you know, it might bug you, it might draw your attention, it might trouble you, it'll create unnecessary thoughts in your mind, distract you. Now I want you to write a personal statement that says, as a master, I choose to let, in brackets, whatever that thing is, go. So I want you to write a statement that says, as a master, I choose to let, and then whatever that thing is you want to let go of you. As a master, I choose to let go of whatever it is you want to let go. Now I'd like you to type that statement into the chat box with whatever your thing is. As a master, I choose to let go of ... whatever it is. And I want you to put that into the chat box. We're not going to publish it on the front page of the newspaper tomorrow, but this is really an important part of when you bring something out into the open and you expose it, it loses its power over you. So as a master, I choose to let go of doubt. As a master, I choose to let go of being scared of change and wanting to change others. As a master, I choose to let go of controlling people and outcomes. As a master, I choose to let go of my attachment to my past. As a master, I choose to let go of waste thoughts. As a master, I choose to let go of impatience. I choose to let go of a lack of discipline. I choose to let go of wasting time. I choose to let go of my anger and ego. I choose to let go of comparison and controlling others. I choose to let go of laziness. As a master, I choose to let go of asking too much. As a master, I choose to let go of fear, of failure. As a master, I choose to let go of my self-doubt. I choose to let go of the negativity in my current life. I choose to let go of my slackness and lack of discipline. As a master, I choose to be happy. As a master, I choose to let go of weak and wasteful thoughts from my life. How does that feel, having done that? In one word. Light, powerful, blessed. Power. It's such a wonderful thing to step into your seat of being a master and make a choice. Right? You are not subservient to anything unless you choose to be. And in this moment, in the last few minutes, all we did was we just made another choice. That's all you did. And you have to keep exercising this choice every day, every moment. Because there are things in our life that are inherited. They don't belong to us, but they're just there. And they may be products of our past karma, maybe products of our mistakes, maybe products of the way we've been until now. It's okay. That will continue to do what it has to do, which is to bother you. And you will continue to step into your seat of being a master and continue to make a choice. I have chosen to let you go. Finished. Now, when we talk about this state of self-mastery, it's not an ultimate destination. It's a daily choice. It's a daily exercise of personal choice. And most often, people don't stop to give themselves the space to feel themselves as a master, which is what makes it hard to make the choice, right? Because you end up being caught in the feeling of your doubt, the feeling of your laziness, the feeling of your procrastination, the feeling of your weakness, the feeling of your dependency. That feeling dominates your consciousness and it locks you. And so then you're unable to feel yourself as a master. So one of the simplest things, because, these are choices we can exercise every day. However, you need to feed the master every day. You need to spend time with the master every day. Because if you don't spend time with the feeling of yourself as a master, you're not empowering that master inside to make the choice. If you say you love someone and you really value them, then you spend time with them. So if you're really serious about a path of self-mastery, then you need to take some time out for you. You need to take some time out to invest in being with yourself at this level. It doesn't take a lot. We just started with a very simple reflection because it's there already. It just needs to be felt and accessed. And every day, drop by drop, as this master reveals itself, the feelings reveal itself, you'll start to get a different sense of self-respect and of who you are. Beyond the limitations of your doubts and your weaknesses and the other stuff, the other packaging that we kind of inherit in this life, behaviors, acquired behaviors. these are all kind of, I think, habits we've acquired because of ignorance. You know, in the world, when you grow up, does anybody educate you to be a self-master? No. As a child, you're never taught that this is what you are. As a child, you're taught to follow, you're taught to be controlled. We got to do this, you got to behave like this, you got to do that, you got to follow X, Y, and Z. Nobody's ever given us a spiritual education of our inner selves and the fact that we have the power inside us to make whatever choice we want for our lives. You know, many times people come to me and say, well, how do I know I'm making the right decision? I say, well, there's no such thing as a right decision. You have to be right and feel right in yourself when making the decision. Which is why I made you say the word, as a master, I choose to do this. As a master, I choose to let go. As a master, I choose to act. That's what being right is staying in that seat and that space of that very pure feeling that you have inside for yourself. And then whatever decision you make from that space, it will find its path. It will open up a path for you. And what's really important on the journey is nourishing and sustaining that master inside. You know, because so much of what you said when I said master, unshakable, sun, powerful, limited, satisfaction, unlimited, calm, resilience, such positive imagery, such pure imagery, which leads me to believe that your sense of mastery is very pure. It's a pure energy. It's a positive energy. It's not an impure, negative energy. It's not an egoic energy. Right? So there's some very deep part of ourselves that we need to trust. You know what it was for me? The whole concept of being a self-master, because of the line of work I'm in and the field I'm in, is very much to be an egoless server. That I want to become such an ocean that inside me, there's such an ocean of mercy, love, and compassion that I don't need to hold on to any chickpeas or uncertainties of doubt, but I can engage in my life and serve from that place of unlimited mercy and compassion. And the feeling to bring benefit to everybody I meet and to wherever I am. That's the master inside. And every time I entertain a weak thought about myself, a doubt about myself, I've just put a curtain across that energy. I've shifted my sense of self outward. Just because somebody said something to me about me, suddenly that's who I am. You know, just think about the sun. What does the sun do? The sun's job is to shine. It gives light, it gives warmth, it brings life to things. But there'll be people that find the sun too much. So what? They'll go indoors, they'll close the doors, they'll be fine. That's perfectly okay. The sun doesn't have an identity crisis if somebody draws the curtains. Right? So then, what's the big deal? As a master, this is who I am. Whether you choose to accept it from me or not, that's entirely up to you. But it doesn't mean I have to let go of being who I am. We have such amazing examples in Mother Nature of natural mastery, growth, you know, the resilience of a little plant that will grow through a piece of concrete because it's built to grow. It doesn't matter what, it's built to move up towards the light. So in the same way, what is it that's going to nourish this sense of growth and resilience and calmness and serenity? It's when I give myself time to reflect on it, to feed this energy. This is what we call meditation. You know, as an individual that's been on the field of service for almost 40 years, I have up to minimum 3 hours of meditation a day. to keep that energy alive of love and mercy and compassion. Because if I don't do that, then what starts to happen is that I'll start to be on the field of action, but then my ego will start taking over. And you know, in India, we have an expression, Abhiman seva ka naam lekar ke apna kaam karta hai. So ego uses the name of service to get its job done. So instead of truly being selfless in your actions, you're starting to take from your actions. That's what happens when you start to lose your fuel, the fuel of your soul inside. And so it's so important to be able to stay honest and authentic that I give myself time and silence every day. Time and space to talk to myself, to feel that master inside. And once that happens, then you know what? In your whole life, no matter what things you have to face, situations come and go, you will have the power to exercise choice. As a master, I choose this. As a master, I choose this. That means we're not going down the road of those thoughts anymore. You don't negotiate with doubt. You just put a full stop to it. You don't negotiate with negativity. You just close the door to it. Right? You don't reason with this stuff because negative energy is completely unreasonable. It's completely illogical. Negative energy feeds on itself. So it will keep inducing a negative reaction from you because that's how it survives. And if you keep falling into that trap again and again, you will completely lose yourself. Understand, you know, we have this imagery, and most cultures have an imagery that represents negative energy. In India, the imagery of Ravan, the 10-headed demon, you know, the 5 negative expressions of the male, the 5 negative expressions of the female, all of these are just dynamics related to matter, attachments to matter, ego, arrogance. They don't have a life, but they just appear to be a big show. It's like a paper tiger. But we put life into them because we let go of our seat of being a master. And we start playing with them. And that's the thing that's really important, is that I have to build a life based on simplicity, cleanliness, honesty. As I start to create and build that energy into my life, what automatically starts to happen is that I start to create an immunity to a dirty frequency, because, you know, frequencies are different levels of energy. So if you vibrate at a clean frequency, the dirty water will just flow under the bridge. But if you start letting your energy get mixed with any kind of dirt of doubt, weakness, you know, anger, irritations, whatever, then you're mixing your own energy. And guess what? That's going to manifest in the environment around you. And then you can't blame the situation. Can't say, well, it's because of the situation I feel like this. Well, think about it the other way. It's because you started feeling like that the situation manifested around you. Right? That's what a master will do. A master won't go, oh, it's because of this and because of that and because of the other. There's no complaints for a master. A master takes full responsibility of what it's manifested in its life. So I feel very much the answers are really simple. I trust you as a master. I trust you have the masters dying dormant in you. Create an environment and a lifestyle that allows that master to speak to you, that allows that master to become your best friend. Yeah, that's really important. And then you watch, everything else becomes easy. You know, thought control is not like a occult power. We're not kind of forcing ourselves. It's rooted in a sense of identity, a sense of self. And if I don't every day touch base with the core of who I am as a master and really awaken those feelings inside, then I'll taste something else. Somebody else. I'll take on somebody else's identity. I'll be influenced by another energy and take on that identity. That's why at this stage, for every one of us, meditation is absolutely essential. It's like breathing. Just as breathing is needed for the body to keep the processes functioning, meditation is like breath for the soul, to let the old energy flush out and to keep taking positive, clean, pure energy inside, to keep that tap turned on. So I'm going to stop there now.
Sister Gopi, if you can lead us into a meditation experience, enabling us to be able to direct our thoughts in the way and in a manner that we can feel more positivity and feel like a master.
Okay, so we'll just start with the basics, okay? Wherever you are, I want you to sit up straight. Posture is very important when we learn to meditate, because when the spine is erect, the breathing flows easier and you don't fall asleep. It allows for better concentration. Just for a few moments, I'd like you to just feel where you're sitting. Feel the floor under your feet. Feel the chair supporting you. Just be aware of where you are right now. And let all your attention come into the present moment now. In this moment, right now. Just become aware of your breathing. And if there's any uncomfortable areas in your body, just breathe in, let the energy go there, and breathe out the tension. Let your body become soft and relaxed. And now, again, turn your attention even deeper inwards and become aware of yourself inside this body. You're looking out through these eyes. You are listening through these ears. And there's a very subtle energy inside the body that's making the body breathe, that's giving life to the body. Without this energy, the body would be a corpse. So just allow yourself to feel yourself inside. And now, visualize all this energy in your body rising up through your feet, legs, chest, arms, and concentrating in the center of your forehead, behind these eyes. This prana, this life energy, is concentrating into a star of light. And you start to feel yourself as a living being looking out through these eyes. An essence of energy that's very subtle, very light. And now slowly, in your mind, repeat this sentence 3 times. I am a being of peace. I am a being of peace. I am a being of peace. I am a star of peace. And in this peace there is light and love. And I surrender to what is original and true inside myself. And I let this peace fill every cell in this body. Until I become a lighthouse of peace. I am a lighthouse of peace. And let this peace envelop the whole world. Your being of peace is a gift to the world. Okay, now slowly open your eyes. Look out in front of you. Just stay in that space of being peaceful inside. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Gopi. That was so beautiful. In fact, a deep sense of fulfillment came along that experience, and I'm sure most of you felt that way. We're very, very grateful for your time and your energy and this beautiful experience that you shared with us. We also took back some very significant ways of how we can build our action plan or self-development plan that we were talking about, some of which include, as a master, I choose to let go, and whatever our sentence followed. And that was a very powerful experience. That is something I'm going to keep practicing to let go and make sure that I'm constantly following the positive side, like you said, not feeding the negativity, not giving life to it, but making sure that we are able to create more and more affirmations and looking towards what lies within. And the experience, like you said, being able to nourish the soul, being able to feed the soul with positivity. And I think that's what stood out for me. That's my action plan. And I'm sure all of you have also developed your plan of how you're going to work on yourself and become a master of the self. I'm going to share some takeaway in the form of affirmations, which I'm sure you will all love. These are some very beautiful affirmations which have to do with self-mastery. Some of them are like respectful. I allow each person their space. So for me, I found that I was too controlling. And so now I need to be more respectful. And these are some of the different ways that we can continue practicing affirmations and coming back to the positive track of being able to master ourselves, master our lives and our destiny. Do you all you can select based on where you are at right now. For me, it was being respectful. For you, it may be something else. So we've got accepting, we've got determined, silent. Silent was a very, very powerful experience for me. I'm sure there is something here for you that you can take as your own affirmation for today. And to continue a practice, we've also got on the website of Raja Yoga Center a virtue scope, which you can spin every single day and see what comes up for you. And that particular virtue is what you need to practice for that day. Is that okay? Yes? Brilliant. So does anybody have any questions for Sister Gopi? Anybody?
I think they know what they have to do.
Okay, brilliant. I think that meditation experience itself was one that answered all the questions especially for me.
And that's, every time a doubt comes, just go back there. Just throw it into that ocean inside. Just go back there, throw it in, throw it in, throw it in. And actually, the interesting thing is, this is how you do Tai Chi with negativity. Is that anything that comes up, when you throw it and surrender it back into the ocean, guess what becomes more powerful? The ocean becomes more powerful. Wow. So you never, ever have to be afraid of anything.
That is very, very powerful, yes. And that's what we're going to continue doing. Excellent. We're very, very grateful. Thank you so much. Lots of love to you.
Yes, and good luck with everything and all the best. A determined thought is now going to create a new path for all of you moving forward.
Thank you so much.
Many, many blessings. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And for all of you who are with us, let us share with you the next Virtue Cafe date so that you can continue being able to make the most of the sessions that we're having for the youth. Next month, we're meeting on 23rd of April, which is very close to the date of Earth Day. And so we are going to have the topic on healing with high vibrations. That's going to be another very wonderful topic with another guest speaker. So do not miss that. And also, it would be great for you to have registered on the respective websites where you have come from to know about our upcoming events, as well as, are we going to have a feedback form here on the chat? Yes. So may I request all the participants also to fill out the... okay.
We'll have lunch and then come.
All right. Okay, so can we also request all of you to give us feedback in the form on the chat box so we can see how we can best improvise on our topics, on our way of delivery, and if there's any suggestions you have. Is there anything that you'd like to share with us before we close? Is there something you learned? Is there something that you'd like to share as an experience?
Yes, I think we have 10, 15 minutes with us. If someone can come up and share something about this session, yes, please line up.
Yes. Just before I leave, I wanted to tell you thank you so much. It was very short, but it was a wonderful session. I don't know what I liked so much about it. It came to every one of us what really needed and work on that. This is very powerful. And thank you so much. And I wish to be always with you. In any event, I really want to be with you. Thank you so much for your time and for this session. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Lena. That was very beautiful sharing. Anybody else you'd like to unmute and share your experience?
Come on, guys, let's get to know each other better.
Okay,
Somebody?
so Komal says, this was my first session. It empowered me and I want to be a part of more sessions to bring a direction in my life. Thank you so much. Lovely. Is there anybody else? We've got some heart here. Okay. Anybody wants to unmute? This is your chance to speak.
It was a very beautiful session, especially the meditation in the last. So it's always nice. This is my third session today. It's always nice connecting on Fridays. Maybe we could have more sessions in a month.
Okay, that's a request that we are having. Let's see what the organizers have to say about that. And yes, we in fact keep having regular sessions on different different people. So we've got Monday talks, we've got Tuesday talks from time to time, which they provide great inputs for self-mastery and for self-development. So I'm sure you will benefit a lot from them as well. So they happen twice a month. And if you take up the meditation course, you will also be able to benefit from weekly practice of meditation that we do on Sundays. So see if you can make time for that and be more involved.
You can post the links or information in the group.
Yes. Can we have somebody help us do that?
Just a
Okay, how many of you? Yes.
Just a small request. Would it be possible to host it on weekends? I mean, as we are working and, it won't be possible practically to be at two places at the same time. Days. So if it's possible and if it's comfortable for everyone, so that would just be a small request.
Is that what you're speaking of, the talks that I mentioned?
Yeah, the sessions that you conduct.
Okay, all right. Usually all our talks are held after office hours. So in case any of you are working and cannot attend during the weekday, these talks are tailored and made sure that it happens much later. So it's about after 8 that these talks take place. Would that be okay? Does that time suit everyone?
For me, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. How can I get my friends to register? So you can get them to register on the website, rajayogacenter.org. We've also got another, like I'm sure you came from various different meditation centers, so we can post the links here. We've got Raj Yoga Center Raj Yoga Center Oman. We've got Bahrain Meditation for Self-Development. We've got the meditation space in JLT. We've got Doha Meditation Space. So you can post the links here. Can I request IT to do that? How many of you came here for the first time? If you can raise your hands. Okay, Jitendra.
Sorry to interrupt here. So we have just shared the link for your to be part of this Virtue Cafe group. So once we get the database ready, so we can share the whatever request you are having via email. We can send those details as well. So if you are not registered, there is a link here. So you can just click and fill your details. So we will be able to send it to you.
Excellent. So we've got a WhatsApp group for Virtue Cafe specifically, and they will continue to post announcements. So you can be a part of that. So we've got a couple of people who are new. I'd like for you to share a few words of how you felt about the session and what is your takeaway. Can I ask Arzu Khan? Arzu, would you like to share a few words?
Yeah, it felt so relieving, It's like we are discovering another aspect of our life. And I would really like to have the thought from the meditation stay with me throughout the day.
That's beautiful. I think a good way to do that is to have it up maybe where you can see it. You can put it as a post-it on your fridge, or you can have like a vision board where you mention these as your thought for the day or your affirmation. So the more you practice that, the better and better it gets. What about Laksh? Would you like to share a few words?
Yeah, it was really nice. It made me think of different things I really want in life. So it's a really good session. I'll probably join for the next weekends as well.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Laksh. Thank you. That's very encouraging. The more and more we receive these responses, we feel that yes, we need to give more, because there are so many people who want more of this. Is there anyone else who would like to share anything?
Yeah, it was my first session as well, and it was very motivating. It helps us to discover ourselves and explore new ways of self-development. It's very encouraging and very supportive, and yes, definitely want to be in next time.
Thank you so much, Jitendra. Okay, Sarath, would you like to share something? Dan? Okay.
It's very good. I'm attending this session first time. It's nice to hear that here and being motivated. So many things.
Great, thank you so much. And it's amazing to see all of you join. So it's actually, it makes us also connect with new people, and we feel so happy when we do that.
Absolutely.
Anybody else wants to share anything? Do you want me to share the list of affirmations again? Maybe you can take a screenshot. Okay. So we've got accepting, we've got respectful, we've got precious. And that says, I realize that I have been born for a purpose. Forgiving says, I let go of my unkindness, and so I am content. Self-confidence says, I have all that I need to succeed. Isn't that amazing? Positive says, I can always do a little better than yesterday. Respectful says, I allow each person their space. Independent says, I am prepared to find solutions for myself. Appreciative says, I notice the small and lovely details of the day. Empowered says, I create and repeat thoughts that make me strong. And this is what affirmations are all about. Accepting says, I allow everyone to be themselves. Determined says, I have the strength to complete my work. Silent says, I listen to my breathing. We did that during the meditation. It was so amazing. Easygoing says, people always feel comfortable with me. So we've enjoyed this session with all of you thoroughly, and I'm sure it has been a similar experience for all of you. Have you taken a screenshot?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. On this note, I'd like to thank all of you for being with us this time, and we hope to see you again the next time on 23rd of April, same time in the morning at 10:30. Thank you so much. We'll see you again.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.